Sit back, relax. Let's take a look at Chicago. If you were to look to the left side of the boat, you would see land just above the water line. That'll let you know why we are in fact a marsh, right? We're barely hovering above the intersection of a great river and a lake. When we think about building, when I say that, look at those gray bands, the wraparound Trump Tower. You'll notice these gray bands, of course, are reference lines. So if you count 3 from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and draw a line straight across, you'll notice it runs right into the spire of the white building right next door. Architects do that a lot of times. They line up these little perspective lines. It's a way to blend buildings in from different styles, and it's a way for one architect to acknowledge the other architect's work through hundreds of years of history. Now, the Wrigley Building is from the early 1920s, so it's part of that very first generation of skyscrapers. You have the 1880s all the way to the 1920s. Over on the other side here to the right, this is your best view of the Wrigley Building. By the way, when I say the name Wrigley in Chicago, Wrigley Field, Wrigley's Field and Gum, that's not Wrigley. Here was their corporate headquarters from the 20s. Start your eye at the bottom of the building, slowly bring it to the top, and you notice the building gets subtly and more distinctly white. 6 different levels of escalating white terracotta tile. You'll also know it owes a debt visually to a Spanish Renaissance cathedral. You will notice as you look at skyscrapers all around our city, you're interacting with a skyscraper from its first phase to attract young folk to live downtown. Now, the architect was working at a time when this used to be an old defunct business district. So they wanted to create a sense of neighborhood and community. We'd like to see that neighborhood. Because tonight is Wednesday, one of these buildings is going to put on a digital art display. They've gotten this projector that they've loaded with the work of different visual artists. They're going to treat the front of one of these buildings as a canvas for digital art tonight at 15 minutes after sunset. I'll show you which that building is. The guy's name is Harry Weiss. He's a Chicago architect, and in 1990 he built a series of 4 river cottages called the River Cottages just next door. Look at these. You can see there's 6-story buildings there. Bottom 3 levels would be the residential levels. Top 3 would be the bedrooms. And of course, Harry Weiss. This is a building from the roaring 20s. Take a look. 20s is a time characterized after World War I as that moment where we sort of step away and step out of that European revivalist tradition that had sort of dominated the first phase of our skyscrapers, and we let them get sort of sleek, simplified, and more sophisticated, just like this opera house to your left. Look at the bridge above your heads. Notice all that traffic is headed one way. People seem to be walking basically one way west. They're headed train station. Remember I said there were train tracks over to your right? There's 2 train stations over here, Ogilvy and Union. These are, of course, national suburban train lines. Almost everybody, it's the rush hour commute. If you're wearing sunglasses, it's hard to see, but if you take them off, you can look inside and see trains pretty much right over there. You can hear the voices. As I said, the railroads have had this property over here since the